Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Welcome to our NBA video for Saturday, December 4th. It's about 1 a.m. over here in the East Coast. I'm a little bit late. I know, I'm sorry. I just was taking a little bit of a rest. Somehow I fell asleep. Been a long day in DFS. Long day looking for value. Long day waiting for updates. Long day to see who's starting, not starting, injured, not injured. So, kind of wiped me out, but we're here now. We're ready to tackle this 6-game slate. It's been a long night. I woke up with my Fanduel lineup being a failure. However, my Draftkings lineup did really well. Top lineup in one of my contests, you needed Embiid, Sabonis, Gallinari, Ingram, LeVert, Schroeder, Brunson, Lowry, Garland. Who did I have? I had Nas Reed. In this lineup, I had Nas Reed, Mobley, Vanderbilt, Nang, Hero, Paul George, Brunson, Cole Anthony, and Brogdon. Brogdon did nothing, 14 points. Paul George isn't dropping the 50s and 60s like he used to, but I knew that was a possibility. Tyler Hero did nothing, 18 points. I mean, he said he was elite. No Jimmy, no Bam. He's the one that said he was elite. You paid $7,500 for somebody. You figured they'd give you more than 26 fantasy points. Whatever. Gorgie Nang, 27 fantasy points. Starting for Tobias Harris, that's fine. Vanderbilt was popping on my projections all day long, so you had to play him. Even though he doesn't take a lot of shots, he's great for fantasy, but he worked out. Evan Mobley. The thing with Evan Mobley is that I had Jared Allen in that spot, and I took him out because Mobley was $300 less, and I wanted to fit somebody else in. All I had to do was keep in Jared Allen. Jared Allen went wild from the first quarter. This is a classic example of certain players eating into other players' fantasy points. When Jared Allen is on the court with Evan Mobley, Jared Allen eats. He gets all the rebounds, he gets all the putbacks, he gets all the lobs, he gets everything. When Jared Allen sits down, that's when Mobley starts to get his fantasy points. Some people don't understand. I try to explain that like Al Horford and Robert Williams, Mobley and Allen, AD and the Lakers centers. Like, certain players eat into other players' fantasy points. I need people to understand that sometimes you can't play certain people if other people are on the court, So, and this is the classic lesson. This is the classic rule that I broke. I broke my own rule and I paid for it. I mean, I knew he wasn't going to get as many points as Jared Allen, but Jared Allen went absolutely nuts. And Nas Reed is always a good play when he comes in for Cat. If you guys are interested in what I did for Draftkings, I had a few lineups for Draftkings. One of them I had to make on the fly with all the news after lock. I just had from top to bottom. I had Russell, Brunson, Gordon Yang, Vanderbilt, Embiid, Brandon Ingram finally showed up. Nas Reed and Mobamba. So that put up a 316 on Draftkings. So at least something went well. But let's get into today's slate. We got a 6-game slate. You got Luka, Curry, Harden, Murray, which is all one tier, and Murray's included into this tier. Because, like I said, what separates good fantasy players from great fantasy players is if you can have a bad shooting night and still put up 40, 50 fantasy points. And not a lot of people can do that. DeJounte Murray hits all the stats. He hits all the boxes. He checks all the boxes when it comes to fantasy. His team is trash. We get that. They're probably gonna get blown off the court tomorrow, or later today. But DeJounte Murray is a fantasy point monster. He's an FPM. Last 5 games: 59, 54, 59, 47, and 49. So please don't tell me that DeJounte Murray is not in this tier with these guys, because he is when it comes to fantasy points. Murray and Luka are separated by about 4 fantasy points. So if that doesn't show what he's been doing this year, I don't know what else will. The only issue with Murray is his team, but he's up there with these guys. All right, so let's start with the point guard and work our way over. Luke at 11-5, probably without Porzingis. You guys see why I don't play Porzingis? I don't play Porzingis because Porzingis doesn't play Porzingis. Luke at 11-5 is fine. You know what you need? You're going to need about 58 fantasy points. Curry against San Antonio, smash spot. Probably going to run through them for 3 quarters and sit in the 4th quarter. This has been a real blowout season. Everybody's getting blown off the court, so not really good for DFS, but you got to keep, you know what? You got to keep the blowout in mind now because it's happening so frequently. Curry's in play. Absolutely scared of a blowout. I probably prefer Harden. That game should be a little bit closer. Harden and Durant will have to move heaven and earth to beat Chicago. But I think they beat them a couple games ago, and they matched up well with them. So Harden's in play. You'll need about 55 fantasy points. I'm lying, 56 fantasy points. DeJounte Murray, you'll need about 51, 52 fantasy points. Somebody asked me why do I look for 6 times value? I look for 6 times value because I want it to be even across the board. Every spot I want it to be even. 5 times valuable is 5 times value is attainable. 6 times value is attainable. Luka Doncic at 11-5, 6 times value. Let me tell you exactly what that is. That's 69 fantasy points. We've seen Luka get 69 fantasy points before. If I want Luka to give me 7 times fantasy points, that would be 80.5 fantasy points. The likelihood of him hitting that is less than 1%. That's why I don't do 8% or 7%. 7 times. I want 6 times because that's attainable. And when you get 6 times value from all your spots, you win. You want to know why? Let me tell you why. DK, they give you $50,000 to play with. Salary is $50,000. Let me just show you. $50,000. $6,250 per player, right? So you $50,000 you're using. Correct? Okay. 50,000 times 6 is what? That's 300. If you hit 300,000, if you hit 300 in DK, you win. So you're looking for 6 on value, and obviously some of your spots you might get a little bit more than 6. Some you're gonna get less than 6, but it will balance out. You're looking for 6 on value from every spot. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Anytime anyone is a little bit confused or has a question, I like to explain it in detail so they better understand it. Let's keep it going. Murray in play, absolutely. He looks amazing. Yeah, terrified of a blowout, but he still looks amazing. 10-1. You'll take 51 fantasy points. You're looking for 60. McCollum. You know what? 33, 32, 47, 33 fantasy points last 4 games, and I wasn't even excited that he was playing without Lillard because the Portland Trail Blazers this season has been absolute toilet water. And let's continue. De'Aaron Fox. I'd rather play De'Aaron Fox than McCollum right now. 82. Against the Clippers, you'll need roughly. You want 48 fantasy points, to be honest with you. Can Fox give you that? I don't know what's going on with some of these guards. 54, 25, 31, and 43. These guards have been so inconsistent. That's why I like rostering small forwards, power forwards, and centers. The guards are so like, I don't know what to tell you. Some of these guards can give you 60 and they can give you 20. Absolute foolishness. Kyle Lowry's priced up against Milwaukee. 7-8. You're going to need 40 fantasy points. Holiday, you're going to need 38 fantasy points. Tyler Hero, probably a better play. His fantasy point quota is easy to hit. That's 7-4. You're going to need about 35 fantasy points. He averages 35 fantasy points. He had a down game today. He should bounce back tomorrow. So let's look for Tyler Hero tomorrow to come back and show us why he said he was elite. Because he said he was elite. So you got to show us that. Lonzo at 72. That's tough. Your last $7,200 exactly, you can play him. Other than that, I'll find something else. Derek White, we don't play Derek White. Reggie Jackson is fine. Gonna need about 33 fantasy points. Bane, fine. Gonna need about 32 fantasy points. Jordan Poole, up and down. Play him if you like. I like Halliburton better. 6,300. What are you gonna need? 36 fantasy points. Marcus Smart, 5,800. You're gonna need about 32 fantasy points. Schroeder, 31. They could hit that. I wouldn't play both of them, but you know what? I play either or. It's a good spot against Portland because Portland can't stop anything. Tyus Jones starting. See what he's been doing without Durant. 15, 21, 21, and 35. Oh, that was that game they beat Oklahoma City by 200 points. Yeah, I remember. Tyus Jones is in play. I haven't been playing much of Bledsoe because he's consistent. 23, 29, 17, 19, 75, 19.75. Yeah, when I make my cheat sheets with my Patreon, it's absolutely my player pool, and then a few extra players, just to give the patrons a little bit more of an option. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the newer players. But you're gonna get to a point in DFS where you keep a strict player pool. Because going outside of your player pool kills your lineups. You pick one player that you don't want to play, and he busts, your whole lineup busts. Then you go to bed early and you curl up in bed like fried shrimp because you're mad you lost money. We don't want that. You gotta make your player pool, stick to your player pool. What happens is people get restless and they want to have their lineup set early. I try to tell everyone that I can, wait for value. People get impatient. That's what I'm looking for. I tell everybody, wait for value. Set your core. Have an idea what you want to do with that slate, who you want to target, who's a must play for you. Have an idea where your value might be coming from, with who's questionable or who's probable. Have these things already set in your head, or write them down or whatever, so that when 10 minutes before lock comes, starting lineups are announced, and one of your players aren't playing, and you have to adjust on the fly, you have an idea what you're going to do. That's where winning lineups are made. I don't know how many times I got to say that. If you set your lineup at 1 p.m. and lock is at 7 p.m. and you haven't adjusted your lineup since 1 p.m., you automatically lost. DFS is a game of getting the correct value, matching it with the correct high value player, high salary player, and everyone going off. That's what DFS is. Finding the right value player to pair with your right high salary or mid salary players, and they all go off. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're looking for. If you set your lineup at 1 p.m. and lock it at 7, and you haven't touched your lineup, you lost. Sometimes I go in the head-to-heads, and it's locked, and I check the lineups. I'll be like, oh, I won. How do I know that I won? Because they don't have any value. They don't have any of them. Because when you, what is value? Value is someone that you have in your lineup that you're paying a price for that is worth actually more. So let's say, just for instance, you say, Jalen Brunson at $5,000 with Porzingis is an okay play. Jalen Brunson at $5,000 with no Porzingis is an excellent value play, because now you're going to get more out of that $5,000 than you would if Porzingis was in there. Why? Because Brunson is going to get, for that same $5,000, you're going to get more minutes, more shots, more rebound opportunities, assist opportunities, steal opportunities, block opportunities. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. This is a long game. It's a tactical game. It's not, let's get the lineup out right now and my lineup is made. That's not what DFS is. You know what I'm saying? It's a long game. It's a patient game. It's a smart game. It's a tactical game. That's why you always see the same people winning over and over and over again. They have their routines. They have their player pool. They know what works. And they stick to it. And that's what makes them successful. So we don't play Bledsoe. I don't play Bledsoe. You could play Bledsoe if you choose. He could work out. He could not, but it's up to you. Melton, $5,000. He's in play. D'Anthony Melton's always in play. He had a very efficient game the last game. Patty Mills, 6-game slate. Yeah, he's in play. $4,900. Brunson. Speaking of the devil. No Porzingis, you play Brunson. Terrence Mann, he never works out for me, but he's an okay play. I'm not going to sit here and tell you don't play him, but he works out. 34.5, 21.25, 21.75, 30 fantasy points. You got to catch him when he's in the groove, man. I be playing him, he puts up 6 fantasy points. Grayson Allen with everybody back. He's not the worst player in the world, but he's not for me. And Anything under that, unless these fools down here starting, I'm not playing them. That's another thing when I go into a head-to-head and I see people deep dumpster diving. I know I won. You know why? Because in all of my spots have good players. All of my spots, are players that produce. Nobody under a certain salary that's coming off the bench. I'm not sure their minutes. Everybody in all my spots are playing 25 minutes or up, and they give me an opportunity to win. If you deep dumpster dive, you're not giving yourself an opportunity to win, especially with people coming off the bench. That's why you need to have projections. You need to have projected minutes. You need to know their fantasy points per minute. You need to know their usage. These things help, because if I'm picking a low salary player and I have all the information, I know the probability of that player hitting value. Rather than you don't have that information and you go out there and you pick, and you go out there and you play Reggie Bullock for 3,100, thinking that, oh, he's value. He's 3,100. But that's what you think? Okay. That's what you think. Let me tell you something about Reggie Bullock. Just for example. Let me tell you something about Reggie Bullock right now. Reggie Bullock, he was projected for 28 minutes, right? Which is awesome. At $3,100. Reggie Bullock is 0.55 fantasy point per minute. What does that mean? That means that he doesn't get a lot of fantasy points. His usage is at 13.02. You know what that means? He doesn't touch the ball a lot. So you got a $3,100 player, almost at minimum. He's a 0.55 fantasy point per minute player, which means he doesn't get a lot of fantasy points. And then to add insult to injury, he's a 13.02 usage percentage. That means he doesn't touch the ball. Do you still think he's a good play? Okay. That's all I wanted to know. Listen, I'm not here to be cute. I'm not here to make newer players feel some type of way. I'm here to show you what to avoid so you can be successful. That's my job. It's my job to show you how to do this. It's my job to show you the things that are not that don't stand out to the naked eye. That's what DFS is. A lot of moving parts, a lot of things you don't even think of. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you print money. So, listen to what I'm saying and continue to ask questions if you don't understand something, because it took me years to understand DFS. Years. So please don't feel no type of way. It's an experience. And one thing I tell you about DFS, you learn every day, even when you lose. The reason I know so much is because I lost so much. Every day I lost, I learned something new. I go to lineup review. I go to the top guys, team rosters, lineups. I see what they played, and but once you start, looking at the stats and the projections and all that, then your game expands, because you know who's worth it and you know who's not worth it. You know who has a probability of doing what, and who has the probability of being a dub. Like Duncan Robinson is never a good play. You know what I'm saying? Duncan Robinson is never a good play. I don't care if he's on the team by himself. Duncan Robinson is never a good play. You know what I'm saying? He's scoring reliant. He takes a lot of shots. Not a lot of shots. He takes a lot of threes. If he doesn't hit his threes, you're dead in the water. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't grab rebounds. He doesn't get assists like that. He doesn't get blocks like that. He doesn't get steals. He doesn't get peripherals. So if your man goes 0 for 6 from 3, your night is over. And he showed you that this week. Duncan Robinson is never a good player. People, there's a lot of misconceptions in DFS, and that's one of them. Anyway, let's continue. Zach LaVine, 8,900 against the Brooklyn Nets. He's gonna play a lot of minutes. He's gonna take a lot of shots. He's gonna be very involved. He's gonna play Middleton. Giannis might not be playing. Middleton's another one that's not been playing up to his potential. I still prefer Hero over Middleton. I can guarantee you he's going to do nothing special, even if Giannis is not on the court. He's still going to play, though, but nothing spectacular. Wiggins, 6,700, last man in type thing. Derek White. I don't have nothing good to say, so I'll move on. Bane, 6,500. We spoke about him. Poole, yep. Spoke about him. Buddy Hield, 5,900. In play. You need 32 fantasy points. He's in play. Tim Hardaway Jr. Played him like 4 times in my entire life. Very streaky. Scoring reliant. A little bit. He's like Duncan Robinson. A little bit higher floor, I'll say. But Tim Hardaway is just like Duncan Robinson. Play at your own risk. Caruso. You're going to need a lot of peripherals from Caruso to be viable. Good luck with that. We spoke about that. Okay. Yep. Nope. Yep. I see. Alright. Okay. Let's move on to small forward. Now listen. I don't deep dumpster dive, but if my Patreon reaches out to me and they want information on one of the garbage players, I absolutely give it to them. I'll give it to them. Once they see their projections, they be like, "Oh, I see why you didn't, why they weren't in the player pool." But listen, if you're a Patreon and you're interested in a player and he's not on the cheat sheet, I'll still send him to you so you can see for your own eyes why he's not viable. But please don't feel free to ask me anything, because that's how you learn. You learn by going through the motions and asking questions. And I'll never tell you not to play somebody. I can advise you why somebody's not a good play. I will never tell anybody not to play anything, because you got to go with your gut. You got to go with what you feel comfortable with. And it's your money. You got to know, you play who you want. If you feel like somebody's going to have if your gut tells you, oh, this person's going to have a great game today, listen, all the power to them. I wish you the best of luck. I'll send you all the information you need, but I'm never going to tell you not to play somebody. You know what I'm saying? So don't be shy. If you're a Patreon and you know that this player is in the dumpster, still feel free to reach out and ask. Feel free. That's what you're here for. We are a team. I'm here to help you. I'm at your disposal. You know what I'm saying? So just wanted to put that out there. Don't be veered off because I don't like the player. I may not like how the person grades out, but listen, anybody can have a good game. Finney Smith could have a good game. He could have an 8 rebound, 12 point, 6 assists, 2 block and 2 steal game. At 4th, he could do that. Just the probability of him doing that is not very high, but listen, at the end of the day, these are all NBA players. These are all top athletes in the world. With enough playing time, anybody can have a good game. But when I'm spending my money on a daily basis, and I've been winning consistently for the past 2-3 years with my own formula, with my own player pool, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So That's all that is. Everybody has their way of doing business, and you know, you got to find what works for you. Durant 11-3, play him. Paul George 10-2, good price, but not as hot as he once was. Tatum against Portland, no Brown, play him. Levine, we just spoke about that. Brooks 6,900, price went up. That's a big number. You're going to need about 35 fantasy points. He takes a lot of shots. He plays a lot of minutes. He can give it to you. Norman Powell. No Lillard. Let's check his minutes. Make sure he's still playing good minutes. 30, 30, 19, 24 fantasy points. 26, 35, 26, 29 fantasy points. Norman Powell's in play. He's a bridge type player. What's a bridge type player? A bridge player is a low salary player or mid salary player that has a decent floor, decent upside, and it allows you to get in who the players that you really want. So Norman Powell is a very good bridge player. If he's my last man in, I'm very happy going into lock. Connaughton at this price, no. Otto Porter, I don't know what Steve Kerr be doing with these minutes, so 20, 31, 26, 30 minutes. 19, 14, 40. Wait, your boy Otto Porter Jr. had 40 fantasy points in 26 minutes. Okay. Then he had 31 fantasy points in 30 minutes. But what's the problem here? 22, 20, 21, 26, and 30. Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr's the problem. Listen, Otto Porter is $4,700 for a guy that's going to play 20 to 30 minutes. He doesn't grade out well, but he's a good play. I don't even know how to explain it to you. Ask Steve Kerr. Alright, Bembry, never a good play. Yep. Finney Smith is okay with no Porzingis, to be honest with you. He's okay. He's only $4,000. You'll take 20 fantasy points from Finney Smith. It's Caleb, I believe. Caleb is okay. Both the Martin brothers are okay when they get minutes, but is he going to get minutes? I don't like to play the guessing game. That's why they're done. That's why it's dumpster diving. I don't want to be guessing your minutes. Look, 8, 25, 21, and 16 fantasy points. 17, 33, 28, and 18 minutes today. 18 minutes on a day where you think he'll get more minutes. Whatever. I'm done with the bottom there. I'm done with that. Giannis may not play. If he plays, he's a decent play. He is Giannis. KD. Spoke about him. DeRozan is a good play. He's going to be very in play tomorrow. High usage. They're gonna need everything out of him tomorrow. And they're gonna keep up with Brooklyn. Jaren Jackson Jr. price is going up. He's an okay play. Portis price going up. If Giannis doesn't play, Portis is a very good play. Draymond is always okay. Draymond just doesn't score. He does everything else top tier, especially for his size. Al Horford is okay, but I don't like him with Robert Williams. Robert Williams eats into his stats. Or he eats into Robert Williams' stats. They eat into each other's stats. Barnes at $5,500, but he's not healthy. Keldon Johnson, $5,300. You know, man, you gotta have what's that animal in the jungle? Gorilla. You gotta have gorilla nuts to play Keldon Johnson. Because Keldon Johnson could literally kill your lineup. he plays mid 30s and minutes, high 30s and minutes. But he gives you 14s, 24s, 43s, 22s, and 24s. Keldon Johnson at 5,300. I'll tell you right now, at 5,300, I need about 28 fantasy points. He averages 28 fantasy points. But he doesn't give you like 26, 30, 32. He gives you like 45, 10. Nah, that doesn't work like that. Keldon Johnson, last man in, fine. We got to see about Marcus 31, 23, 43, and 22 minutes. He was 1 for 90, had a bad game. 19, 16, 28, and 14 fantasy points. That does nothing for me. Metal. I'm not on Metal. I'm not on Bagley. I'm on Kleber if he starts with no Porzingis. Griffin in the doghouse. Starting gig. 23, 18, 15. 23, 18, 25, and 9 minutes. His fantasy points don't even matter. Don't play Blake Griffin. Covington with no Lillard. He hasn't been good either. That's why he's 3,800. Larry Nance. We're in the basement with these guys. Everybody was talking about Aldama yesterday. 12, 10, 15, and 28 minutes. 10, 12, 8, and 40 fantasy points. Let me ask you guys a question. Because I'm the type of guy that I like for people to be honest to me, and I like to be honest to people, especially if we're gonna be here in this space every day, doing this together. I like to talk to you guys like you're in the room with me, because you are in the room with me. You know, who is making lineups talking about they're gonna pick up Santi Aldama like he's gonna play 30 minutes? That's what I want to know. Santi Aldama. 12, 10, 15 to 20. It doesn't never work like that. Nobody that plays 12, 10 minutes grades out well for DFS slate. Unless the coach comes out and says, yo, I'm playing this guy 30 minutes because such and such. Aldama was not a good play going into this, so people need to stop. That's the thing with some of these DFS players, especially on Twitter. They have a good game or they get lucky in their GPPs and they start acting like they knew this was going to happen and they knew, cut it out. Cut that shit out, please. Please. I will agree, you must take risks most nights to win big. But Santi Aldama, you knew Santi Aldama was going to go off. Listen, if you knew Santi Aldama was going to go off, then I'm the Rock. Okay? Let's keep it going, man. These DFS people be blowing my mind. I'm done with the rest of this. Let's go to center. Vooch been playing better. 9,400 better though? I don't think so. You can play him at your own leisure. Good luck with that. We spoke about Jaren Jackson. Nurkic plays like 25 minutes a game. He could go somewhere with that too. Portis, fine. Green, Horford. Rich Holmes at 6,000, fine. Aldridge is fine. You're gonna get what you're gonna get with Aldridge. You're gonna pay $5,600 and you're gonna get 25 fantasy points. What you see is what you get from Aldridge. Just know that. Robert Williams, 5,500. I'm not on him. He can't stay in games. He stays in games when he's smashing, but in games when you're not doing well, he mysteriously gets hurt. Y'all ever notice that? Oh, okay. I'm good. Zubac okay. Adams is okay. Center's looking real loony right now. But Cousins, not on Cousins with no Giannis. I mean, it could be okay. Well, we don't know what he's doing yet, so we don't know what the rotation. We don't know. If you want to play him at your own leisure, good luck. Hope it works out. Covington, Dedmon. How you go down in price? Are they done? 12, 11, 31, and 23. 9, 17, 39. It doesn't matter that he had 20 fantasy points. He's the starting center for the Miami Heat. Listen to me, guys. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. Shh. Listen. Dwayne Dedmon is a lock for tonight's slate. Let me say it again for the people that like to skip through the video. Dwayne Dedmon is a lock for tonight's slate. One more time. If you're listening to this video, if you're watching this video, this guy right here, Dwayne Dedmon, is a lock. That's it. You play him. That's it. If you're going to play Dwayne Dedmon, like this video. That's how I know how many people are playing Dwayne Dedmon. Speaking of liking this video, I shouldn't have to ask, but I do. If you're new here, this is what we do. I don't like to really go into a whole spiel. If you're new here, like the video, thumbs up the video so you know when the videos drop. Thumbs up this video. I'm here trying to help you guys with money. That helps me out with YouTube. That's going to help me get where I need to be so we could become a big fancy DFS channel. And that's it. That's all I need. I'm not going to go crazy like some of the other guys. These guys be like, I was looking at the analytics and it says that 65% of you are not subscribed. That means that 3.521 of you have not subscribed to my video, and I don't know why. Listen, we're not doing all that. Listen, if you're new here, subscribe. If you want to know when the videos drop, hit the bell. If this video helps you understand DFS, thumbs up. That's it. Keep it going. Okay. So, 6-game slate. Center's looking a little bit light. In that case, because center's a little bit light, Jackson's in play, Nurkic is in play, Portis, Green, Horford, Pirtle. Pirtle is an excellent play. Holmes, they're all in play. Aldridge, and I'll stop at Robert Williams. I still don't like Robert Williams. So we went through everybody. Let's make this lineup. Let's make this first look core. Let's move on. It's been a long day. Alright, guys. Dedmon is the greatest bridge of all time because he's going to let us be able to build whatever lineup we want to build. Point guard. If you think, you know what, screw it. I was going to say if you think the Spurs could keep up with the Warriors, play Murray, but I'll just play Curry. We got the money. McCollum, nope. We're playing Tyler Hero, yes. Small forward. Man, I could get Norman Powell in there and really go crazy. Dylan Brooks is fine. Middleton, Levine, Tatum. Okay, wow. Look at that. Got 46.50 left. You know what I'm going to do? I know what I'm going to do. 36, 66. What we're gonna do is this. We're gonna go Curry, Hero, Powell, DeRozan, and Dedmon as your starting five. As value comes in, you can upgrade where you seem fit. If we get great value, then you could do Curry and Durant, Harden and Durant. You do whatever you want, Luka, and you can do whatever you want. Cause you got Dedmon. That's why Dedmon is there. So, you can mix and match. And if you have Dedmon and Powell, you can do whatever you like. Okay, so these are my two bridges. These are my two pay-ups. And this is my mid-range with with Butler out. Okay? Everybody here has a purpose. Not click players to click players. Everybody has a purpose. I know this video is a little bit long. Thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I'm happy to be here. Let's continue. Curry 10.7, great price. Luka at 10.5 is Luka at 10.5 is I don't know, just playing. DeJounte Murray. People overlook DeJounte Murray. I don't really understand why. I'm playing him though. Paul George. You know what? DeJounte Murray is the new Paul George. Paul George taking a step back. Let's go to small forward. Durant's 10.8, awesome price. With no Butler, it's fine. DeRozan 8,600 is too cheap. Tyler Hero 7,300, good price. Dylan Brooks, too cheap, 6,000. Wiggins 5,700, cheap price. Is he on layaway? Let's do Dylan Brooks. Giannis, Jaren Jackson 72. Tatum 97, Rich Holmes, you're the starting center for 6,800. I like playing centers at power forward. If I could play all centers, I will. Why? Like I said in my other videos, they're close to the basket. What that mean? Put back, rebound opportunities, block opportunities, they go up. Man, I could take. Let me see something. 53.80 left. 53.80 left. Jacob Pirtle. If I take Pirtle, what does that do? 51.50. That means I could probably get another I get another star in here. I do Luka, but Steph is the MVP. With enough value, you could probably get Steph, Luka, and Murray. But this is how we're rolling. Steph, Murray, Brooks, Holmes, Pirtle. I like it. Alright, let's do this super draft thing. Let's get out of here. It's been a long video. You guys are always gracious and kind. I absolutely appreciate it. I know some of you probably looking for this video. It's a little bit late. I know I fell asleep. I was a little bit tired. Long day today. 9-game slate. Long DFS day. But we made it through. Murray at a 1.1 is fine. 1.25, that's fine. DeRozan and Levine 1.25. I might end up playing both of them. Brooks 1.4 is fine. Halliburton. Tyler Hero is my guy, 1.5. Norman Powell 1.55. He's in play. Okay, I'm going a little bit too low. Desmond Bane 1.65. He's in play. Keldon Johnson is too cheap. even though I don't trust him. But for Superdraft, different type of beast. Let's see who's up top here. Durant at a 1. Luka at a 1. I'd rather play Tatum with a little bit of a modifier. DeRozan, 1.25. I want to play Durant, but just play people with modifiers, multipliers. Probably play Levine. Center. Vooch, 1.2. Jackson, 1.35. Nurkic, 1.35. Jacob Pertl, 1.35. Edmond, 1.55. I'm gonna do I do Jaren Jackson Jr. I want to do Nurkic, but he only plays like 26 minutes. That's not gonna help me win anything. Alright, we're going Hero 1.5, Bane 1.65, Keldon Johnson 1.65, Tatum 1.15, DeRozan 1.25, Levine 1.25, Jaren Jackson Jr. 1.35. Lock it in. Alright, boys and girls. Get through. You guys are amazing, as always. Very thankful for each and every one of you. If you're new, first time here, or you're back again, if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe. No big speech, just subscribe, please. Hit the bell, thumbs up the video, let YouTube know that I'm trying my best to help you out. And let's continue to build this thing. Every day we grow bigger and bigger. It's been a great experience. Let's become the greatest DFS channel of all time. That's what's going to happen. At a slow pace, at a medium pace, or a fast pace, we're going to get where we need to be. Ain't nothing going to stop us. I'll tell you that right now. But I've held you guys way too long. I appreciate you guys. Hope you won money tonight. Let me know. Let me know who won you money tonight. Throw it in the comments. Any questions? Throw it in the comments. Keep it positive. I'm here if you need me. Patreon is up. If you need help building lineups, if you're working, if you're busy with the kids, helping doing homework, making dinner, you can't make lineups, you don't have the time, I got you. Patreon. If you need cheat sheets, you need projections, you need to know exactly who's going to do what, minutes, points per minute, the value expected, usage. Listen, I got all that. Whatever you need, I got it all. I got it all in front of me. So whatever you need, I'm your guy. Thanks again. I'll see you a little bit later. I'll have the NFL video out later on, and it's a wrap. Have a good night, have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Ciao.